I'm missing them.
Welcome in Scraps to Snacks.
Y'all ready?
Yep.
Welcome
To Scraps to Snacks.
the podcast.
Podcast edition.
Yeah. So we have a special guest here today.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. If you're not clapping, you should be.
Yeah, this is Avery. So let's start
Alexa's
off.
brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for context.
For context.
We talk about him in class.
This is the infamous twin.
I do exist.
Yeah. I promise he's real. Let's see. Where should we start? Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, give me the rundown.
The
Give me
rundown
the basics.
of food waste.
Mm-hmm.
Food waste is a big problem.
So I've heard.
Huge.
But you don't waste
Massive.
your food. You don't
I
waste
never.
your food.
I eat all my snacks.
Yes, you do. We love you for it. I give you my scraps. All of my leftovers,
It's not a lie.
it's for you. I bring it home. I said this is coming to Avery. Anyways, okay, well, I have told you, date labels on food is a big reason why there's a lot of waste of unused food, because date labels are not an indicator of quality. Date labels are just put on products.
Yo, you don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
you-
Yo, get somebody certified, please.
Guys, I'm not good at explaining.
It's okay. You explained it good off camera. But I'll pretend like you
Basically-
didn't tell me that.
Oh,
No,
thank you. means a
expiration dates are more of like a way to get things off the shelf. Like it's more of like a selling mechanism more than like an actual like health.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you need
It's
to
a
eat this by
stock
now.
rotation.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's
Yeah,
stock
they originally
rotation.
did it so that like people that were working in grocery
For real?
stores knew like how to like what came in first. So then that way they could put the new stuff in behind it.
Yeah, so at the
and
date,
then
that's when
yeah.
they were taking it off the shelves. But that doesn't mean that once you take it home, you can't eat it anymore.
So how do you know when it's like still good then?
You just
Sniff.
judge-
Look at
Sniff
look
test.
at it. Yeah.
Sniff test is crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Sniff
do you if
test.
you see something that it oh my gosh words if you see something that is expired, do you like throw it away? Like, do you eat
That's a
things
good
past the
point.
expiration
That's a
date?
good point.
Yeah.
Not unless it
'Cause-
like looks
Exactly.
wrong.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
how it should be.
But they market it as if the sell by date is like, okay, that's when it's bad, so
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
should just throw it away.
Exactly.
So it makes
Sell
people
by, the key
scared.
word.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And we're trying to dispel that.
That myth.
Dispelling myths.
You should bring some statistics next time.
I will.
We have
some.
statistics.
Back it up. Give me the Carfax.
The date labels were introduced in the 1940s.
Okay.
And besides
born.
infant formula, date labels are not required by the FDA.
Interesting.
So
Not
and
so it's not anywhere FDA approved. or-
only
Required.
baby
Required, yeah.
products are
Wow.
required to have.
Shout out to the
dates.
babies, man.
Yeah. So
Trying to keep them alive.
exactly.
You don't want to run that risk with the little jits.
Mm-mm.
Keep them safe.
Oh my
Little Averys.
god. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so like it's not even scientifically backed,
Interesting.
these numbers. It's like, oh, maybe it's not as fresh by that date, but there's nothing wrong with it most of the time.
But you want to know what is scientifically backed?
What?
The effect that food waste has on the environment.
Oh,
Oh.
segue.
Yes.
My goodness, I'm intrigued.
Keep it.
Give her a sound effect. Give her a sound
take
effect,
that out.
please.
Take that out because they can't know about that.
Okay. We have a question for you.
Who, me?
You can compost any organic material. Which of the following items cannot be composted?
Oh no, hold on, let me lock in.
Fruit peels,
Okay.
meat items,
Okay.
paper towels, dry leaves, coffee grounds and coffee
Okay, hold on. How many
filters,
options are we getting? Hold
or
on.
batteries
No, batteries can. Batteries can.
be composted?
Like we're putting this.
This is compost to like
Oh.
put back into the ground.
Oh.
Compost is like making your
Then
own
yeah,
dirt.
no, the batteries is right.
Good job.
Yeah.
After
to say.
judgment.
Well, he didn't listen to the whole question.
To classify what compost is. Whoops.
Do we need to Google compost?
Well, let's talk about compost.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
it's good. Dad does it.
Yeah.
Explain to me.
Because
Some
composting
composting.
helps with reducing food waste because then you're making your own fertilizer, basically.
Out of food waste.
But it's like a natural way to like dispose of your food waste.
Yeah.
Have you ever composted, Heather?
We tried because My sister was really into it, and then she moved out, and we haven't done it since.
Oh.
Yaya composts a lot. So
Okay, yeah, she
basically,
does. She does.
yeah, she has that little bag by the sink. So all of her scraps go in this bag, and then she composts it. But composting is a way for you to repurpose your scraps, but also in the small quantity that you're composting and that you're overturning. The way you compost is you do it in layers, and then you overturn it every few weeks so that it breaks down. And by doing that, there's not methane produced when it's breaking down.
Okay, so explain to me methane then.
So the reason that there's food waste creates such a methane problem is because in the landfills, everything's compacted and it doesn't get air.
And it's all just
So-
decomposing.
Exactly.
Like
and
inside.
that releases the methane. So that's why it's the landfills that are bad. It's not the food itself. Like you can throw an apple core
Right.
out into the woods and that's fine because it's going to have air and space to decompose.
So then the effects of methane.
Methane is a very potent greenhouse gas.
Okay.
Which is more potent than like what our
CO2.
cars get off.
Mm.
Give off.
So the food waste in the landfills produces more pollution and contributes to climate change more than all the cars.
Wow.
Yeah. Exactly.
Crazy.
Man,
huh?
yeah,
Let
that
that
is
sink
crazy.
in.
Which
Let
is-
that sink
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
And then we also have a problem of, trash and landfills piling up.
Mm-hmm.
They just put it in the ocean.
Yep.
You just have
Yeah.
like floating landfill islands of trash.
It's not good there either.
That's crazy.
And all that food that's going to into the landfill could have also gone to help others who are food insecure.
Yep.
But
That is
instead, it was
also a
just
fact.
thrown into a landfill to create methane.
So then what's our solution? Do you think?
Well, cut down on food waste.
Bye.
Bring
Bye.
awareness.
Composting.
Okay.
Only buying what you need and using a shopping list and checking what you have before you go shopping. No.
So pretty much what she's saying is I mean, you're not wrong. I'm not judging,
No, I'm saying because when
Shout
you
out to
go,
the people.
You just need
when
to
you go
plan
to the
more.
store hungry, you're gonna buy more than you need.
No, see, that is a fact. That
is.
is actually a fact.
And I could go on and on about grocery stores.
Oh yeah.
It's a marketing tactic.
Yeah.
Me too.
I-
Shout out to a 3-year Whole Foods associate right here.
Yeah.
You work at Whole Foods? Okay,
Yes.
no, we
See,
can't get into that.
more lores getting dropped. It's besides the point.
Yeah. So I know me and my grocery store stats, I love them. I love knowing. It still works, but I like knowing about it.
Anyway, so continue.
So when you go into the store hungry or you go in the store not knowing what you already have in your house, you're going to buy more than you need. And when you have more than you need, it's going to go bad before you use it. Or you're
Makes
just
sense.
not going to eat it. It's just going to be in the back of the fridge. And so that's a big contributor is households produce a lot of waste because they just throw out the food. They bring leftovers home and then they don't eat them.
Okay, so here's a question.
Yeah.
What do you think people should do, right, with their compost, with the old food that they don't eat, expired food, whatever it may be, if they don't live in a place where,
Like a city.
so if they live in a city, right, they don't have a garden, they don't have, like things they could use for their own good, and they're not easily accessible to whatever the services may be to get rid of the compost to use it in the right ways. What do you think they should do?
Cities actually have compost
Services.
bins. Yeah,
Yeah.
services. It's like a garbage company, and
Okay.
but it's a different bin, and you put all your food waste in there, and they come and pick it up.
So do you have to pay extra for that service, like the trash?
I think
As well?
it depends on the city.
Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like there should be something to incentivize people.
There's
To use
growing incentives in certain areas.
Okay.
They're trying to start one here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's small scale right now, but it is growing in
Okay. The efforts are there.
Yeah. So I would say to those people, that's when you have to be mindful of how much food you're getting and how much you're actually eating.
Yeah. Because isn't there like a crazy stat that he said in class that it was like 1 in every 4 bags of groceries
Yeah.
people dump
Yeah.
out?
So
Isn't
And-
that crazy?
yeah.
Yeah, 1 in 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically like you walk out with 4 bags of groceries, you might as well just drop one and leave it in
What?
the parking lot.
That is
insane.
I mean, I can't speak for anybody but myself. I eat my groceries.
Yeah,
Like I don't leave any scraps, but
Yeah.
That's the thing.
1 in 4 is
that, like,
wild.
the easiest way to like prevent food waste is just to like plan out what you're eating,
Yeah.
and also shopping regularly.
Yeah,
so
more
instead
frequently.
Of shopping once
For the
a
whole
week,
week, yeah.
and getting stuff in bulk, you're getting stuff like every 3 days and getting what you need for those 3 days.
Okay.
And you're just going to
Yeah.
get that and eat it and then go back and get
Yeah.
what you're going to eat next.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
but
the
yeah.
easiest way for like you said, people in cities.
Yeah.
Even if they don't have the composting initiative, like they can just be a bit more mindful about what they're buying.
Yeah. And then even like some major cities like overseas, don't they have like a tax or something? Like if you produce food waste and you throw it away, like you get taxed for it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of places where I think restaurant waste is
Yeah.
mandated to be
Mm-hmm.
donated.
Yeah. Like we don't realize how much food we waste in America. Like it's
Yeah.
insane. In the US.
Because there's an overproduction of food, and there's still food insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
So all the food that we throw out could be feeding other people,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
but it's just,
It's so imbalanced.
yeah, it's complicated.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But that's why we're trying to tip the scale.
There you go.
Yes.
Bring awareness, educate people.
So a stat for you: an average family of 4, so that's us right here,
Okay.
Family.
That's
Family.
yeah, loses an estimated $2,274 yearly by just food they buy and don't eat.
2,000?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so that's wasting 25% of the food and drinks that you buy yearly in a family.
Yeah.
I know.
So should we get on the kids to finish their vegetables? more?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there actually is a point
Yep.
to,
Yep.
to that. Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yes.
Word on the streets is that cow farts create methane. And I want to know more about that.
Okay. So cow farts, it's farts and burps. Any gas coming from the cow actually is
Any other animals
methane. I think
that are like top
I think
producers?
all
Probably sheep.
all grass-eating animals.
What do you have against
Yeah.
sheep?
It's like
Because
something
they eat
with their-
grass.
It's
They're
with their
producing
stomach.
methane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like the
They're
way that they
digestive.
digest
Yeah.
the grass. Like
Yeah.
they have to produce methane in order to.
Have you ever
digest
smelt
it.
a cow fart before?
Have you?
Say I
I'm glad
have.
to
I don't think
say
so. That's
I
what I'm saying.
haven't.
Is it like pungent?
Is that on the bucket list?
No, I mean it's just for science.
You know what? Just for you, Avery, we can go out to a cow farm so we
Yeah.
can experience this.
Okay.
I'll be at the
Cows will
farm this
chase you.
weekend. Let's see if I can
They're
find a
so
cow.
cute.
They will attack.
Whoa.
There was a cow
won't.
that chased my mom once.
What kind of cows are you dealing
Yeah,
with?
what
think
cows
you
are
guys
you
just have
dealing
bad
with?
luck.
They're
Yeah.
vicious. The English cows are.
English cow.
Oh.
We're yo
In
English.
the U.S. In the U.S.
Okay.
right now.
So
Not America.
We're
US.
discriminating against cows now. Okay, great.
Cows are so cute.
Anyways, about the methane farts.
They're a little scary.
I mean,
Yeah, they're just producing methane.
So is there like
But
any?
it's not like as intense as like food waste. But
Right.
also just like
it's since the amount of dairy farming
yeah.
that we have, since there's so many cows, there's a lot of
Because
methane.
there's such an overproduction of food. Like there's so many farms that are like unethically farming animals, and those are
Okay,
causing
so
a lot of issues.
here's another question.
Mhm.
Yes, this is an issue, right?
Yes.
Cows, sheep, farts, burps, whatever it may be. Methane, cool. That's not a problem. Okay.
Yes, it is.
It is a problem, right? So then, is there a solution? Like, do you just shoot them up with Ozempic and then they
No,
stop
Avery.
farting?
Oh my gosh, Avery.
What? Like,
Okay.
Well,
is there
no,
a strategy, or is
we
it just
have
like,
to,
okay,
like-
they produce methane, it is what it is, let
Well,
them be?
it is
We
what it
have
is,
to-
but there's such a large scale of like dairy farming going on. So there's more cows
Yeah.
producing more methane, and that also ties into the food waste because we don't need to have that much dairy production.
Because
Because
Oh, you think they're
half of it-
overproducing?
Yes,
People
because half
keep
of it
buying
isn't
it.
being used.
Yeah.
Really?
They produce it and then
So
we
is there
buy
a-
it and we throw it away.
Is there a difference between like the dairy products like milk, cheese, whatever, and like actual meat?
I mean, it all comes from the cows.
Yeah. So is there either one that's like overproduced? I'm guessing milk,
both
right?
of 'em.
I'd say both, but definitely dairy.
Interesting.
Yeah, and
But people keep buying them, and because of that, they keep stocking the shelves.
I will
there's
say-
still like a thing for it. Whereas if people were more mindful about how much they were buying, instead
They
of just
could
buying a
slow
gallon
it
of
down.
milk and
throwing half
dumping
of
it down the
away.
sink.
Yeah,
So you think they're just overproducing for what? Money?
they're overproducing
Yeah.
because
of the demand.
there's a
The demand is
demand.
there.
Yeah, but
because
also
people don't understand.
the CAFO, the concentrated animal like feeding operation thingy, is just a problem in general for like the environment, and it just ties into food waste.
Yeah.
Because there's so many concentrated areas in the U.S. for cattle and for like pigs and chickens and everything that, for one, is just unethical, but for two, it's also just really bad for the environment in like many ways.
Yeah, so that brings me to the next question of, do you think this has a big impact on the animal cruelty?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because if the demand wasn't there, then they wouldn't be
Right.
farming so unethically, especially
It's
because they're
so
like
unethical.
trying to farm fast.
Yeah.
Like they're feeding the animals a ton of food so that they get really big so that they can, produce the meat as fast as possible.
Yeah.
But then if they're overproducing, why not just go organic and, feed them
you
right?
should.
Yeah,
Go
that's the
organic.
whole thing is
Yeah.
that like food waste also encompasses like making sure where you source your food is
Healthier.
healthier, like
Okay.
getting organic and like buying when possible.
They're chocolate milk.
Okay, well, chocolate cows don't exist. I don't know if you know that.
The more you know.
Mind-blowing.
Just learning so much today.
Give me a sound effect for that, please.
We don't have the mind-blowing one. We have.
When I was little, a guy told me that brown cows made chocolate milk.
I'd believe
Did
him.
you
And I
believe him?
100 believed.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
Why is that still?
You got cricket sounds for that.
Why is it so long? Jeez.
And speaking of milk, did you know how much water is used for almond milk?
Oh,
almonds
this
in
is
general.
one of my
almonds in
favorite fun
general,
facts.
yeah.
Yeah. Majid's favorite fact.
Actually, yeah.
Give a guess.
How many gallons?
like a
of
percentage?
water?
No, like
gallons.
for a pound of almonds, how much water do you think they have to use to make those? How much gallons?
Considering I know absolutely nothing about the ratios, and I didn't even know water was a big component, I'll say 20 gallons maybe.
It's 1,800.
Woo!
1,800 gallons
Yeah.
for 1 pound.
1,800.
Yeah.
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 Isn't that crazy?
So we applaud
Yo.
you for not liking almond milk.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not an almond milk connoisseur
No.
personally.
And that's even worse because they have to use water to make the almond milk of the almonds that they already used water for.
Yeah.
Some of us are
And
fake
water-
lactose intolerance, though.
Water is not a finite resource.
It's not.
Wasteful.
No, we only have so much.
Only
Yeah.
isn't it like 1% of the water is fresh water
So pretty much
in the
like
world?
forget almond milk is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
should get it off
It
the
tastes
shelves.
bad.
Yeah.
It's a terrible producer of food waste and water waste. You're gonna end up throwing it away anyway because it's nasty.
Exactly.
But
Oh,
you-
and back, I have some information for you. When
Information.
circling back to the composting,
Okay.
we were saying some places are working on it. We have in here, in 2009, San Francisco enacted a mandatory recycling and composting ordinance requiring all residents and businesses to separate recyclables, compostables, and trash, which significantly boosted participation rates. So the residents were giving 3 bins, and the city diverted 600 tons of organic material daily and used it to make high-quality compost.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
They're living right.
Yeah, and so there's some
San
other
Fran.
We should take a visit, a little field trip.
stuff. Yeah, let's go.
What's it
Family
called?
field
the
trip.
Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
The family unit. All right. Well, I think that pretty much
Yeah, that was
wraps it up. How do you feel?
I'm not gonna lie. See, when I say that, you think I'm gonna say something crazy, but
Yeah,
I
typically,
actually did get some very valuable points from this. I'm not gonna lie, because when I go into the grocery store now, I'm gonna be a little bit more mindful of what I'm actually looking at. When I look at the almond milk,
Right?
I'm gonna complain.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Give me the manager. I'm
Get
gonna
these off
full
my
Karen
shelves.
mode. Get
That's
the almond milk.
1,800 gallons of water right there.
Yeah, and they'll be
Yeah.
like, "What?" And I'll be like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
it up. It's a fact."
For your little carton.
Yeah, this was a
bougie
productive
milk.
conversation.
Good.
I appreciate the special guest appearance that you guys
Yeah.
allowed me to have.
Hey,
Thanks
I
for
love
being with
talking
us.
about food waste
There you
any
go.
chance I get.
Beautiful.
Yes. Thank
Clap
you.
it up. Clap it up. You're not clapping. So clapping. There you go.
Thank you for joining us.
Beautiful. You're welcome, sir.
It's good to have you. And that
All right.
wraps us up. Thank you for tuning in to Scraps,
Scraps
to
to
Snacks.
snacks.